Okay, we're here with Iliam Quayle and Richard Quayle, aka Milky, Isle of Man TT legend. You don't mind me calling you legend, do you?
No. I'm Sham. That's an honour. Thank you ever so much, Matt. Thank you.
Right, back to the one who's important then, yeah?
It's you, that's it.
Right, Iliam, you're the Motorcycle Isle of Man Pit Bike Championship champion from this year, aren't you? How many rounds did you win this year?
All 12 I won in total. I lost. There's 3 races in the weekend, and in the last round I lost one of the 3 races, and that's the only race I didn't win this year.
So you just kind of dominated it, really, didn't you?
Yeah, pretty much.
What's the bike that you ride out there?
It's a 120 Stomp, but over here I run a 140. So it's a big difference in the power delivery from the 120 on to the 140.
Does it rev up a bit better?
Yeah, a lot better.
Yeah. And over in Jersey, you raced on Jersey kart track over there, and we were talking yesterday. It's really fast and flowing. We're here at Rednall this weekend, and it's a lot of braking points in here. You've got some real tight, twisty sections. How are you finding the track? The difference between the fast and flowing Jersey track and a bit more technical Rednall we're at?
Yeah, it's a bit difficult getting used to that because I'm used to just keeping it flat out. But here you got to get your braking points spot on and everything. Do
you think that's going to help when you go back to Jersey next year?
Yeah, definitely.
And you had some instruction from our Matt Bolster, one of our instructors. How did you find that?
Yeah, it was good because he showed me where all the racing lines were and everything.
Okay. Right, we'll bring Richard in now. Richard, obviously you do a lot of work over the Isle of Man with Motorcycle Racing Championship, and we're hoping to work with you guys next year. How are you finding the BMB so far?
Yeah, honestly, you lads have made us all so welcome. It's been awesome. Really do like it. It's a nice, friendly atmosphere, which is what you want. Do you know what I mean? So we're looking at maybe doing next season. This was the first time Iliam's raced anywhere apart from Derby, you see. So we just wanted to come over here, a bit of a taster, have a little bit of a look at it for next year, because we only have 12 rounds in the year in the Isle of Man. So there's only 12 opportunities to ride the bike, so we don't have a test days or test evenings or anything, so that's the only time Iliam can ride a bike. So I want to try so we can ride the bike a bit more often, bring him over, and hopefully try and do as many rounds as we can next year as well. So between the two, it's really good. But like I say, all you lads have helped us out so much, and we've got, obviously, we've not come that far. It's only across the Irish Sea, but it's quite a big logistical thing to try and get ferries booked, hotels and stuff, and so it's all good though. It's brilliant. It's been excellent. We've had a lovely weekend so far, so it's been brilliant.
I'm glad you really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So we had a chat about yesterday, and it was a practice day, but today obviously the race day, so you're going to up your game a little bit, I think. Yeah. I mean, where were you? What times were you getting on practice?
I was getting 52s, mid 52s, so I reckon I could get about 6th position in the race, hopefully.
I think 52 for your first time here, and I said it's a completely different track to Jersey. That is really good going, and I think some of the lads in the stock 140 last year were running 53, and they were winning the B group, so you would have been, coming into the A's of the A group of the senior classes from last year. So that is really, coming on.
All I ever wanted for him is just to stay on and enjoy it. You know what I mean? That's the thing. I don't want him hurting himself or anything daft like that. It's only a bit of fun in it. That's the name of the game. So as long as he enjoys it, stays on in one piece, and we all go home with a smile on our face, everyone's a winner.
Well, on behalf of the BMB, I want to say thank you very much for coming and joining us this weekend, and look forward to seeing you hopefully winning our championship next year.
Yeah, thank you.
You're listening to British Mini Bikes here on Biker FM.
We're here with Chris Schofield, and Chris, this is your first season with the British Mini Bikes, but you're not a newcomer to bike racing, are you? You've ridden scooters in the past. Who did you race with?
We raced with the BSSO, which is the British Scooter Sport Organisation, but unfortunately this year my engine succumbed to rules and regulations, so my engine was deemed illegal, so hence it made me look for pastures new, and somebody pointed me in the direction of the British Mini Bikes, and to be honest, I'm not looked back. It is absolutely fantastic.
So what bike are you riding now?
I'm riding the M2R 160, and to be honest, I bought it off one of the racers second hand, and it's been faultless. I've crashed it. They're just absolutely fun bikes to ride. I mean, coming off a scooter onto this, it's like getting out of an old clapped out banger onto a Rolls Royce. They handle so brilliantly. Every time you come off, it's grin factor 10.
Yeah. Well, what's the difference? Obviously you got the scooter is automatic, and obviously I would have thought they're different wheelbase, they're 10-inch wheels, aren't they?
Yeah.
So you've already talked about handling them as well. What's the difference between coming off a scooter and onto a pit bike?
Well, the biggest thing is with the scooter being 2-stroke, there's no engine braking with it. And with it being an automatic, I had to hold the throttle almost half open through the corners just to keep it just as the clutch is biting so I could get the drive out the corners. And the first time I got on the pit bike, I was just wondering why I was being pushed wide out of every corner. It's because I was holding the throttle still on. But that's the biggest change is going from a 2-stroke to a 4-stroke. The engine braking on them is absolutely phenomenal. The suspension, they work brilliantly. The brakes, I mean, people go on about Chinese bikes about being cheap rubbish. Nah, you can't. For the grin factor for how much you spend, it's just, there's nothing to beat it.
And you're racing the veterans and the stock 160s, is that right?
No, it's just the veterans, and it's the open class as well with the scooter. But I'm still trying to talk more and more of the ex-scooter racers to come along as well with their scooters. So maybe in the future we can have a full grid of scooters. That would be absolutely ideal because, to be honest, pitting the scooter up against the Honda CRFs, it's a different ball game.
Yeah. Well, we had to chat with Simon Bailey and Barry Prue and a couple of vets at Rowra, and they said the vets is an interesting class to race in. How are you finding it?
I mean, I told my wife because we're over 40, we're a bit more sensible because we've got work on Monday morning and things like that, and I thought, it'd be a good class to go in. I've changed my mind. If when you're at the sort of like the tail end of the grid, it is a little bit more sedate. But once you start climbing forward with your lap times and things like that, then you start to get the cut and thrust of it, and then out come the elbows, and it's real good fun.
They don't hold back, do they?
No, they don't. No, Rowra, there was one guy. Every time I went into the hairpin, I had the inside line. I was hard on the brakes, and he just come straight across my front wheel, and he was like, "How do you do that?" But that's racing. Absolutely fantastic.
So, how are you finding the mini bike paddock? Because one of the big things that we try and get across is the fact we're we're basically one massive family, aren't we?
Yeah.
With 300 odd people. So, how are you finding it?
I mean, to be honest, blatantly honest, you'd ask somebody, in the scooter paddock, for a bit of advice on something, and 9 times out of 10 it'd be duff information. It's a bit cloak and dagger, and you had to be in the right crowd. But here, it's you ask somebody something, and they'll be straight out. Yep, that's what you need to do. Do you need a hand with that? I'll come over and give you a hand to set it up. Absolutely fantastic. Everybody's friendly. I mean, the guys I'm racing with, Julian Gromit, Simon Bailey, Martin Cockayne, well, he's from another planet, he is. He's just a rocket. And again, if you need any parts or anything like that, you just ask around. Somebody's got something somewhere tucked away in their vans or whatever, and it's, here you go, use that. It's just absolutely fantastic. The friendliness, the openness of this paddock is brilliant. I've never seen anything like it.
We've got quite a unique thing in the British mini bikes. We've got 3 generations of race with us. We've got Mike, and Max is your little lad. Obviously, Mark's the dad, Mike's the granddad, and Max is the up and coming star. Sorry, do you want to come in closer?
Mark's the fastest out of all 3.
Yeah, granddad's actually, I'm quickest of the rest of them. It's maturity.
Is that what it is?
That's maturity, yeah.
So come to you, Mike. You racing the veterans?
Yeah, veterans, yeah.
What bike are you running?
IMR 155.
The Z155, is it in the Supercourse? RR, is it?
Yeah, it's
what
race replica.
Is it race replica?
Race replica.
What are you trying to replicate?
Going fast.
I don't think you're doing very well, mate. It's 10 points for effort, though, to be fair.
Yes, 10 points for keeping it between the hedges.
Yeah, I think I've just about kept it between the hedges today.
Yeah,
just about.
Yeah.
But a good few moments on the front end. Yeah, I gave you some advice on those wets at Rara, and
You did, and I followed you to that.
yeah, and
I thought, no, that advice is definitely not wise.
no, we got that wrong, didn't
take
it?
advice
I think I followed your dad's advice and get those maxis. No.
Oh, you followed his advice. Well, that's what you get taking off older ones, you see. Always stick to the youngers.
I was thinking, looking at him going, experience, might be able to get us some decent times in here, but no, just didn't get on with him.
Well, you've got to ride harder, mate. That's what it is. You're not warming the tyres enough. That's what it is.
Is that where the more timber comes in?
That's where it is.
And the gentle poke of my belly?
You're a bit more ballast.
Get the temper in the tyres quicker. Well, coming to you, Mark. This is your second season with the British Mini Bikes.
Yeah, second.
And I remember when you started last season, and now looking at you coming on, you come past me like I'm stood still.
Really?
So, yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah, to be fair.
That's good news.
Yeah, it's good news.
That's the front boys, the front boys are just ballistic. Then just still got to try and find that second half somewhere. But I think it's an age thing in the 160s. I must be the oldest out there now, so I'm coming for the vets.
Is that what it is?
No,
That's
he's
it,
not.
mate.
No, he's not.
Year and a half I'll be in the vets, and we'll show me dad what it's all
We're
about.
going to ban him. It's got to be over 55.
Over 55 of the veterans.
50 veterans, yes. and no hair.
Well, I think I'm with you on the no. I think we've got a trio of baldies here, haven't we? So it's not too bad. So how you found this season? Have you done every round this season so far?
I have done every round this season. Yeah, I started off with a 110 frame, and which put me back, and then I jumped onto the Monster Pro, and now it's just put me at the front of the field again. So I'm third in the championship as of today. I lost it today, so all down to Witten Mill now.
Yeah.
And see what happens. If I can tag on the back of Chris Fabio, we should be all right.
So how you find the difference? You say you come onto the 50, and it seems to have just you got 50 frames. Sorry, so 50 frame on the Monster Pro.
Yeah,
and
the 110, I couldn't get it to mid corner. I just couldn't get it to hold the corner, And then I think it was at the beginning of the year. I was following you.
Yeah.
And you boys are just flip flopping, and I can't do that on the 110. So I went over to the 50, and it works brilliant.
They're just the 110. Obviously, the CRF 110. They're just a bigger bike. They're taller. The forks are longer, and obviously with the 50 frame, you can get that decent change of direction, can't you?
Because of my weight, I'm 15 stone, where a lot of them are
8
wet.
With some ballast on.
With some ballast on, yeah. So
And a couple of pies.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been good. It's been a learning curve. So but Shane Max won't talk, but he'll be the next one. He's coming on.
Yeah, he races the Mini GP, doesn't he?
GPs, yeah. He started winning pots now, so I think I'll have to take a back seat next year and let him come through. I can't handle two of us racing. It's too stressful.
I know.
So,
But in the Mini GP, he races. We had a chat with Richard Beach last week from Mini GP UK.
Yep.
And he told us all about those bikes and how good it is to start out. And someone not impartial, but someone coming in, a dad coming in and putting their little lad on a bike. How's he coming to the bike and how's he finding it? And do you think he's bringing him on as a racer?
Oh, definitely, yeah. Beginning of the year, he was getting lapped. Now he's winning third place trophies. It's a massive step for him this year. So I only bought the bike for him just to see how he get on, and he just took a leapfrog really. So next year we'll do the whole season with him, and then I'll just pick and choose what I want to do, So hopefully he'll come on a bit more.
Oh yeah, this is the old codgers doing the BMB round, UK, England, Scotland. We haven't got Wales yet because they're still rebels.
Aren't we in Oswestry?
Oh,
We are in Oswestry.
we are. Is it the Welsh border?
You obviously didn't pass your Did you do GCSEs or is it just like stone
No,
and
I failed-
chisels when you were going
No,
to
I
school?
failed the 11 plus.
Did you?
So I went to secondary modern, which is far superior in the grammar school.
I can't tell. No. Can I do this link now?
What?
Can I say you're listening to the British Mini Bikes on Biker FM?
Oh, yes, that's right, definitely. Yeah. British
You got to say that.
Oh, I am listening to the BMB.
No, you're listening to the British Mini Bikes on Biker FM.
Oh, you are listening to the BMB British Mini Bike series
On
on Bike Biker.fm.
On Biker FM.
On Bike FM.
Biker FM.
Oh, Biker FM.
Brilliant. We got there in the end, didn't we?
You're not going to mind me doing that,
Hey?
Can you edit that?
I'm not going to.
Oh, no.